So today we will speak a little bit about Scleraflex Mini. First, I just let me introduce myself. So I'm the COO of Swisslens. I've 15 years of experience in contact lens manufacturing and also fitting. I worked during many years in some hospitals, especially in Paris, in contact lens fitting, specialized in scleral lens and dry eye syndrome. So first, what about Scleraflex Mini? So Scleraflex Mini, it's a very easy lens, a scleral lens with only one diameter. It's 15.1, and there is not a lot of parameter to change because one of the main problem for beginner or fitter or want to begin with scleral lens. It's because there is too much option. So Scleraflex Mini is the idea to fit complicated um, disease with a simple lens. So there is basically only three, let's say big parameter. So the sagittal height, so it's the manner to speak about the sagittal of the lens. There is a R0 adjustment. I will speak a little bit later about it. The edge lift for sure. So the scleral part, let's say, we speak about edge lift and the asymmetric. So they can be with toric periphery. It's a very simple lens, but he allowed everybody to assess to fit very complicated um, disease and complete, and it's a very good alternative to complicated design. What for? Um, it's for most of the of cornea who fitter have difficulty to handle. For example, uh, the patient who wear RGP and have some problem with the comfort due to dusty environment or very dry environment or sportmen or some guys like that. Um, Also for some patient with some ocular disease, um, it's uh, uh, it's a good option and very good things to offer them this kind of lens. Um, Also, it's a Clarifex Mini as it's a small scleral lens. It's more easy for patient who has some problem to handle scleral lens because if we take soft lenses, for example, is 14.2 or 14.44. This lens it's only 0.6 millimeter more, so it's very more easy to manipulate. We think as Twinsleds that the Sclaraflex Mini can be fit on a majority of patients who needed scleral. For example, we see that there is some limitation I will speak about a little bit later, but this Sclaraflex Mini with 15.10 it's very good option for a lot of patients. Why we choose 15.1 millimeter diameter for scleral lens? It's come from a study from Yves van der Hoop, so Dutch guy, make a lot of study, and it's come from some way he makes some measurement on the sclera, so we can see that between under 15.3 millimeters, most of the sclera are symmetric. So that means we can fit a symmetric lens and even a small lens. It's more easy. If you go bigger, the sclera become a little bit more toric, so it's possible to fit, but it's more complicated. So that's why the Sclaraflex Mini can be a good option to start because it's easy and you can see exactly you can manage more easily your fitting with your patient. About some parameter, so we can see there is a diameter and sagittal depth from 350 until 3000 microns. The power can be has a large range, cylinder up to -6, so it's quite okay, and it's existing also with the multifocal option. So with addition, and we can choose between center distance or center near zone in the center, and there is some periphery toric with some adjustment. I will speak about later about how to adjust the periphery for the edge or the toric edge. On your right, you can see a little bit how is built. Let's say there is also a scleral part, so it's where the lens is saddled on the sclera, and after there is the lens under up the cornea, so it's something more easy to understand. How to choose the first Claraflex Mini. So when you want to fit the Claraflex Mini, you need a trial set because it's more easy to choose. And now there is a very easy one. The first lens have to be choose related to the eye condition. So for example, if we think about a normal eye, so let's say an eye with just a dry eye, not a keratoconus or something like that, you can choose M2. It's a good way to start. If you choose about the eye condition, you always take the middle lens. That means if you have several keratoconus, you select XL, but XL2. It's a very good choice to start with that. So it's easy, and it allows you to see directly if there is something to change. We look for keep in mind it's more easier to think about to see a lens touching the cornea than a lens too high up the cornea. So it's very important to follow this rule uh, during your fitting. The first thing to do is to insert the lens. It's very important to fill the lens with a saline, preservative-free is possible, and fluorescein. You will see directly if your lens is touching the cornea or the cornea part, or it's very important to put the lens with saline, and there is no bubble. Um, we you can use your three finger to assess the lens, or an applicator. It's also possible. But after that, you only check if there is any bubble. If there is no bubble, you can leave the lens like that and let your patient alone, let's say. You just have to warn him that he needs to wait a little bit, something like at least 1 hour. Because we look for having something like between 200 and 250 micron between the lens after 1 hour of wearing. So that's mean if you think about the thickness of the cornea, that means it will be between 1/3 of the thickness of cornea. It will be ideal. You have to keep in mind after this hour, end of the days, sagittal will decrease a little bit also. So we will be more about something 100, 125 microns between the lens and the cornea. It's very important to keep in mind we have to have a low vaulting on the cornea. If there is too much volt under the cornea, you will have some problem with oxygenation. You will have also some blanching, some area with some cutting vessels in the sclera part. So it's very important to have the lowest volting on the cornea as you can. So under around 100 micron after end of the day, it would be ideal. And we need to see also and to keep in mind the limbal clearance. It's very important there is no touch on limbal area for this kind of lenses. This kind of observation can be made very easily with a slit lamp. You need something like not specific OCT or something like that. Slit lamp with white light and optical cut, like the same things you need to make fitting with soft lenses or RGB lens. There is nothing more you need to fit this kind of scleral. That's why it's one of the it's very easy. You don't need a lot of equipment. So there is three example of fitting here. So at your left, you can see there is a dark area in the center of the lens. So that means the lens is touching the cornea. So it's a conus. So you see something like a dark area, and the patient can feel discomfort on the lens, and also you will see corneal staining. So that's not acceptable at all. So if you have something like that after after just you fit the lens on the eye and you see something like that, you have to change directly the lens. You don't have to leave it during 1 hour. On your right, totally on the right, you see an excessive sag. So that means we are secure because there is no touch on the cornea, but there is too much sag, and you see on the optical cut the sagittal between the cornea and the lens. It's more than cornea thickness, so that means it's around on this picture around 600 microns. So it's way too much, and you can see it's a little bit like a prism. It's because the lens is descending down due to that. So it's there is nothing on the cornea. The cornea is safe, and there is no staining, but the conjunctival will be blanching, and it will be very steep on a scleral part. So it's very important. Some fitters think that if there is enough or a little bit too much sag, it's good because there is no touch on the cornea, but you create other problems. So it's not that easy. It's not that a good idea to keep something like that. On the center, you see the ideal sag. So that means there is a good meniscus between the lens and the cornea. There is no conjunctival blanching. The patient feel comfortable with the lens, and you can think about let the lens like that, and after that you can think make the over refraction and order the right lens. So what is an ideal fitting on Scleral? It's on Scleral Flex Mini. It's after 1 hour of wearing time, you have something like between 200 and 250 microns of volt. So between the corner and the lens. And after more than 3 hours of time, so that means more or less after a day or half day of wearing, it's something like between 100 and 150 microns. As you can see on the picture, on a FLIR picture, um, the FLIR chain cover all the cornea and the limbus without any touch. We can see a little bit the iris through the FLIR chain, so that means it's not too high. You can see also there is no blanching on the sclera part. So you see, we see clearly the vessel under the lens. There is no deviation of the blood vessels of the sclera under the lens. And for the patient, if he can help you to know if the lens is fitting is good, it's a good things to know. Um, if there is sorry, if the patient can help you to know if the fitting is comfortable and if his acuity is good. Be careful about the acuity. Sometimes when you set the lens or from the trial set, the power is not exactly what the patient needs, but it's very easily compensate with a trial glasses just during the fitting protocol. So I can so about the question. I see that I have some question. If you want, I can answer right now because everybody is in the same area. So just give me a few seconds. I just take the question. So. It's so the question is, are there any tips to using scleral lens with Sjogren syndrome, and what liquid should be in the lens to avoid damage porous structure? So it's a very good question. Yes, the Sjogren syndrome is uh, very, we help very much the patient to use the scleral lens with the Sjogren syndrome. So Sjogren is, as it's a very, very dry eye syndrome. The idea is to protect as much as possible the cornea. So with the scleral, it's very comfortable. Most of the patient from Sjogren has a bad life habit, not habit, life, let's say daily life, because they can't be outside, they can't go outside when it's with the wind, or even when it's only a sun or something like that. Um, so the using scleral, it's very, very useful, and the patient will love you with that, because you will change their life. About the solution to use under the lens to fill this kind of patient, you have to be a bit, it's a little bit complicated, because each patient is a little bit different. Most of the time we say that it's better to use saline, and sometimes they have autolog tears, autolog serum, so it's very specific things. Um, Depend of which patient. Most of the time you need to really avoid some preservative drops. The second question is about multifocal scleral lens with moderate and severe keratoconus. They already have problem with aberration in multifocal. Yes, it's one of the things with the multifocal lens, not only scleral, but lenses with keratoconus patient. They have some habit about, and they have some aberration, and they are used to some aberration. And when you change it, it could be a challenge for them to accept it. But part of that, these patients also have a lot of problem or have some difficulties with their daily life because of lenses, small lenses, RGP small lenses can be a problem for them. The vision can be good, but they can be easily lost or something like that. With scleral, it's something a little bit more easy for them. So after that, the benefits of comfort and daily life compensate the few things you can have with a multifocal lens on a keratoconus patient. But also on Sclarflex Mini, you can choose the size of the optical zone, so you can also play with that. So it's not fixed. We make a proposition, let's say, as a first standard diameter of optical zone on the sclera for addition, and we can change it really in relation with the patient. Sometimes we need to decrease, sometimes we need to increase it, depend of which patient. So for the moment, it's the only question, so we can keep on the other part of the presentation. Mhm. So back to our website, because as Swisslens, you in our website you will be able to see, we simulate for with you the lens you have. So for example, as test, I put on the website one lens, so you can see it's a S1 with so if you check the graph, it's the blue lens, and on the red, you can see an adjusting sphere. So adjusting sphere is a parameter we offer on Sclarflex Mini that will change you the shape of the core of the sclera on the cornea periphery. So the idea is to don't change anything on total volt of the lens. So as you see, it's exactly the same volt in exactly the same sag for the lens, but we open a little bit more the area of 10 millimeters diameter. So it's around the lembus. It's when you're starting to have I'd say in a touch on the limbus like that. We want to open this area so the lens doesn't touch the limbus, because we all know that limbus area is very critical for and very important to preserve for your patient. So in to understand a little bit what you need and what you will see on make a link between what you see on your sleep lamp and what you can order in our website, you can have this option to simulate the lens. So that will help you and help us also to as a technical support to help you to choose the right lens and to make the right decision about the right parameter. So I think for today, I don't have time to show you how many options and how we can play with it, but please contact our technical support to have more information, because I think it's very important to understand that with the simulation online, you can really understand what you do, and it's very important. So you see a small video, so how to open it. It's very small things. So you see directly we can have access and see exactly what's happened on the limbus area. Each time we can increase or decrease this related to how much the touch is it. Now we're speaking a little bit about the edge lift, so the scleral part of the limb of the fitting. So to evaluate this part, it's very important that the central part is good. That means um, if you have too much sag, as I showed you a few minutes ago, you will have some problem on the sclera part. So make a fitting without knowing exactly or without be sure about what's happened on the central part of the fitting. It's not a good idea. You really have to be sure that your central part is good. You have 100 microns, so the patient wears the lens at least during 3 hours, and after 3 hours, you will have a good, very good idea of what's happened. It's also very important to evaluate the compression with the primary eye position, because it's a large lens. So if the patient look up or down or right or left, the lead will push the lens, and that will change the perception of the fitting. So to evaluate what's happened, it's very important to keep the eye straight. So the vision is the patient have to see straight and doesn't have to look up, down, or whatever. It's the only way to see what's happened. Be careful, because there is there is some shadow you can have with some sleep lamp, or also when the patient moving too much, and is that can push you to make some decision, and it's not the right decision. Um, we if we speak about a lens, there is four quadrants on each eye, let's say. So it's 0, 90, 180, and 270 degrees. We speak about that, and it's always the same. So the 0, it's always uh, at the um, 0 degrees, sorry, and it's very important to speak about that in the same way for everybody. Um, as you see here, for the symmetric lens, we can speak about the four quadrants, and symmetric lens mean it's a spheric lens on a periphery. So if you change something on an edge lift, it will change all around. I will show you a little bit after how it's going on the simulation, online simulation. We can go now. You see here, you can see directly what's happened on your edge lift. So that means the lens is what you want on sagittal height, so it's a S1, so it's perfect for you. Everything is right. The central part is perfect. Now you just need to open a little bit the edge lift. So you just go to your order, and you have several steps from 0 to +5 or 0 -5. It's a good way to do it. Plus, that means we will open the edge. That means we will, if the lens is too steep, we will make it flatter. So it's important to keep in mind something like that. And I think, again, to have the online simulation to help you a little bit how to do it, it's the best way. So let's say after that, you define your central part. It's okay. You make the modification, maybe adjusting sphere to open a little bit your limbus. You open also the edge. So your fitting is finished. Let's say it's okay. The patient is comfortable, but now we need to speak about the vision. As I told you, the Scleral Mini is available for many options. So we can have several things. So let's say it's a you can have with a spheric, toric with cylinder, so up to 8, spheric power up to 25, minus 2 plus 25, and you also can have multifocal vision. So we offer as a standard, we make first things, we make a relation between the diopter of the diameter of the optical zone related to addition and the condition of the eye. But that's something you can follow in our fitting guide. Everything is explained. And here it's just what we can do. Basically, it's all open. This is a small video just to, if it's okay, yeah. A small video is how to we can order lens. How fast is it to order lens with Swiss Lens? So you just select the two lens you want. You make your patient reference like you want. You select your option return. You select your material. You select the power. But you can also choose two color different between right and left if you want, because so patient know exactly which one is the left, which one is the right. Here you can choose if you need a symmetric lens, those a sag, and after if you need the R0 modification, like I show you. The edge lift, what you need, the power. So the power you take the addition over reflection on your lens. The same for the left. And for the left, I choose with a multifocal lens. So the same for the spheric, the sphere, you have to take in consideration your fitting lens and your reflection on it. And after you just select, you choose your ZOC, you see related to the parameter we give you in the fitting guide and your addition. After that, you have everything. You can select your option of urgent. You can, in the basket, you can check what's happened and if you're all right. And after you can just place the order. As soon you place the order, you have to remember nobody at Swisslens can change your order. That means there is no people who typing again your order in our system. It's as soon it's order online, it's going through production, delivery, and invoicing directly without manual or human people doing something. It's just people. We are just here just to help you, but also to make manual things about production. Let's say just cutting the lens, but not touching or changing parameter in your order. So that means you have the end of what you do. So about your yeah. So what we think about how to take care of handling the lens. So it's the first thing is how to put the lens on. So the lens is with saline and fuchsine. We can use the your hand three and to put on, or also a support. We also have the FitEasy. FitEasy, it's a small device with a light in it, so that can help a patient who has some problem to handle their lens, or to handle their lens. It's more easy for them to wear the lens. To extract the lens, you can use exactly the same as a RGP lens. You just have to be aware and be careful to place the support at the right place, not in the middle of the lens, but in a edge. So just on the scleral part. It's for some disease, it's very important to be careful about the handling and care solution. For example, if we go back to Sjögren, they need to be very careful because chagrins, most of them have some disable immune system. So taking care of of lenses is very important, and have to be on the right way. So thank you very much for your attention.